Hello everybody, welcome back to Creative Witchy Mumma. Today I want to talk about something that's probably a little bit controversial for some. For others, they'll be right on board this, but I want to talk about being a crunchy mum and what that means. I not long ago learned what this was. I was already doing it, but I learned what it was, and then I was talking to somebody else about being a crunchy mum. They're like, what are you talking about? What is that? So basically for me, what a crunchy mum is following on from living Low-tox. It's about what I'm doing with Harrison. Now, again, this is controversial. It's not for everybody, and I'm not suggesting that anybody lives this way. This is just how I live and the choices that I make. And if you choose to do this, then great. And if not, great. From birth, Harrison is unvaccinated, and I intend to keep it that way. So that is number one for me, being basically kept medical intervention or, everything I use with H is natural. So I don't want to pump him with chemicals, don't want to pump him with anything else. I just want to let the body do what the body is meant to do, and live happy, healthy on being breastfed for as long as possible. I am a big believer that breast milk is packed. We all know this. It's packed with so many nutrients, and if your baby can be breastfed, it is absolutely the best way to go, in my opinion, for sure. And for those that can't breastfeed, I think there is definitely a lot of mums out there that have oversupply that are willing to donate as well. Finding an unvaxxed mum is hard, I'm not going to lie, but they're definitely out there. And I think if that's what we want to do, then, then we can, there's definitely ways around it. So, but what I wanted to talk about was, yes, the vaccination status is definitely a big part, but also it's everything else. It's finding the best products, low chemical, low tox, everything for H. As you already know, I've used cloth nappies from birth. Other things, just trying to find the best options for him. Now I've started giving him food. It's finding organic, hormone-free, the most untouched products, which again is very hard. I try and get to know some local farmers that I can, or not so local farmers, but so I know what's being consumed, and it's actually quite difficult. It's difficult living this life. It's definitely not the easy route. It's definitely not the easiest option. And then also trying to find other crunchy mums as well that are trying to do the same thing, making the best decisions they can for their kids, and for their way of life as well. Is actually it can be quite confronting, just having a conversation with someone and, them finding your opinions, the way you think, and them give the roll of the eye, or, they kind of look down on you, or they don't want to put their kids near you or whatever. I think it's interesting how people react, but then it's so nice finding other women that are like-minded as well. And I have connected with a couple of Facebook pages that have a lot of like-minded women, which is so lovely, because it's not about just now and what I'm deciding for Harrison now, but also for the future. I would love to homeschool H, but that means also interacting with other kids that are perhaps doing the same thing, on the same sort of programs, learning skills for outside, learning skills around the house, the skills that have kind of been lost and forgotten about. They're all the things that I would like to be able to teach Harrison, and also let him be at a self-paced learning as well. I think the classrooms are stifled. I think the curriculum is outdated. And I know I'm definitely not the only one who thinks like this. There are so many people out there that thinks that it needs a huge overhaul. And I think it needs a bit more understanding on how the kids learning and that play leads to learning. I think we kind of take play away from the kids so much and have them sit in a classroom and obey the rules. That is obviously by design of the system, right? But for me, it just stifles the child. It stifles the life that they're going to live and lead. And I think we need to allow them, to be kids when they are kids, and allow them to learn at their own pace and learn things that they want to learn. All kids are different. We all know that. We all have our own strengths and areas of weakness or improvement, however you want to say that. We don't all love the same things. We don't all want to progress in the same areas. And I think that's really important that we kind of recognize that and allow kids to kind of be a bit more self-guided as well. This kind of journey for me on being a crunchy mum or whatever you want to call it has been quite interesting, because I felt that it was really innate from even before having Harrison, even before falling pregnant. I think I already knew in my mind that I would go down this path, and obviously all of this started very early on, definitely through the pregnancy. I didn't have any of the, the whooping cough or flu jabs or anything like that. That was my choice. I chose not to do that. I was asked to do it, by the medical professions, and I chose not to do that. Again, that was my choice, and I just didn't want to be putting anything into my body, any pharmaceutical drugs. I didn't want to put anything in. I just tried to use natural remedies where I could, and then that obviously continued. It's very hard when you do give birth in a hospital environment to say no to all of that. It really is difficult to say no. So you've got to really want to do this, I think, and you've got to be quite strong-willed as well to say no and to kind of stand your ground, or at least ask the questions. If you're unsure, ask the questions, ask for the evidence, ask for any write-ups that you want to see. I think too often we just go, yep, sure, and just agree and hope that the people that are telling us that they're doing the right thing are actually doing the right thing. Do they even know? I asked a midwife a question about how a particular medicine would actually impact my breast milk, and she didn't know. Now, they're offering this to women that have had a cesarean section, and they have no idea yet what the impact is on the breast milk. And that, to me, I actually couldn't fathom that. I was like, what do you mean? So you want to give me something that but we don't know how that's going to impact. And yet I was breastfeeding, and the recommendation is that you try and breastfeed, especially early on, once you've had the baby. And I was kind of baffled by it. I'm not going to lie, I was really baffled by it. And so I just think, even them that are in the setting, even the midwives and nurses, everything, I think they're doing things because they genuinely believe it's the right thing to do. But they even don't know what the consequences are. They haven't done potentially the research to see. They're just offering because they've been told to offer it, right? So I think we need to kind of take a bit more ownership on what we're putting into our bodies and be like, okay, I want to ask the questions, and if we can't get the answers, maybe we don't do it until we can. A lot of the things that were offered to me, I said, look, please leave the information, and I will have a look through it. I will read the information. If I feel I have more questions, I will ask them. And if I feel that it's necessary, I will also go ahead and do it. But I didn't think anything was necessary to do. In my situation at that time, I wanted to give Harrison the best go. He'd just been through a very traumatic birth. We'd had an emergency C-section. He came out and he was a code blue. So it was, and sorry for those that don't know that, he wasn't breathing. And it took a while for them to clear out his body, to clear out his airways for him to be able to breathe, because he'd actually pooped inside, typical boy, right? I'm joking. It was a very traumatic time for him and for me. So the moment he got put on my chest, I did not let him go, I think for 6-7 hours. And I just wanted to give him the best chance with my breast milk. So hi to Lucy, by the way. Here's my cat Lucy. She was a rescue. She only has one eye, and she's my little gorgeous girl, aren't you, baby? I'm surprised Izzy hasn't made his appearance yet either. I think we need to take that ownership though on asking more questions. And what I do is I try and like I said, I try and look for natural remedies first, right? So not putting anything in my body, not putting anything in Harrison's body that I feel that could potentially be harmful and have side effects. I try and go down the natural route first. And the way I do that, hop down, baby. The way I do that is there's a couple of books that I go to look for home remedies. The first one is this one, The Lost Book of Herbal Remedies. And then I also use the Barbara O'Neill's book, Sustain Me. They've got some great recipes in, some great information. I'll pop some links in below of where I've picked those ones up. I do highly recommend them. They're great books. They have a lot of information in, and so yeah, I try and use those first, and go down that natural route of essential oils, natural fruits, veggies, herbs, using those items first before anything else. And sometimes I do think medical system, I absolutely believe that there is a need for it. Like I said, I had an emergency C-section, so that meant that I had to go in for a surgery, and I absolutely am thankful for those people that were in that room, that helped me, helped Harrison. Without them, who knows what would have happened. Okay, so it was an emergency situation. So I really think that there is a need for it in those emergency situations. So I'm not saying that I am against any system, because I'm certainly not. I just, for me and the health of myself and Harrison, I want to try natural remedies first. And in 9 times out of 10 cases, I think they can absolutely do the job. Aside from that, I would prefer to go down the route of, natural healers like Chinese doctors, acupuncture, homeopaths, naturopaths. I think there is a lot of other avenues to go down before going for other, chemical driven products off the shelf or behind the counter. So that's kind of I guess a bit of an intro. I kind of went a bit side talk to birthing as well, but that's a big part of I think that actually helps me more, being in that hospital environment. It helps me even more. It makes me more determined to go on a more natural journey, I feel, because I guess there was distrust there when they can't answer the questions. There's distrust in what they're offering, because I feel like whatever anyone's giving you, they should be able to give you the rundown of side effects and things like that. and know what the cause is going to be on the body, even if it's 20 million different ones, right? I think they should absolutely know. So, and I think we should be constantly informed of what we're putting into our body. And I think when you got that compared to, like I had a bit of cold the other week, and I made out of the Sustain Me book, I made like a cough syrup out of honey, onion, and I think I put in some garlic and ginger, and it took 24 hours to set in the fridge, and then it was great. Like, honestly, it didn't even taste awful. I thought it was going to taste awful, but it didn't. It actually tasted okay. And like, my cough cleared up, it soothed my throat. So I didn't have to go and buy like a cough medicine. I could just make it out of things that I already had in the fridge myself, which was awesome. And a lot of these things, like a lot of home remedies, we have them in the house already. We literally have them. They're fruits, they're vegetables, they're herbs. For me, I also use the essential oils too. I put a bit of fennel into my smoothie, not yesterday, the day before, just a drop of essential oil in there. It's it's food grade. I can put it in there, and it's great to help with digestion. So it helps me, it helps Harrison. Again, it's coming from natural products. It is just coming from the fennel seed. So I think for me, that crunchy mum is about being conscious about what I'm ingesting, but also then what I'm giving Harrison. And doing my due diligence beforehand, before deciding on anything to give him. I think it's really important. I think it's really, really important to do that. And I think too often in the past, I have gone, yeah, sure, yeah, no worries, yeah, I'll take it, I'll do it, and not ask the questions. Now I ask a lot more questions, and I think Harrison has definitely prompted me to do that a lot more as well, because I want to protect him. I've gone into like mama bear mode in protection. I want to keep him as pure and as beautiful as he is. He's getting all the nutrients from me, and I need to make sure that I'm also doing all the right things so he can benefit from it out of my breast milk too. But yeah, I would love to hear what kind of crunchy journey you've been on, if you've heard the term before. Like I said, it was super new for me. Are you part of any crunchy mum groups? If you're in Melbourne, hit me up. I'd love to chat regardless, but we could catch up if we're in Melbourne. But yeah, tell me what you think. Is this for you? Is it not for you? What are your thoughts on keeping children I suppose clean and clear of all chemicals, as much as possible? How would that impact you and your family? Like, I genuinely would love to know, because these are just my decisions, my opinions. That is it. And I think, we all have different opinions, and I think we can all learn from each other too. So I would be super, super interested to hear your journeys, what you're doing. And yeah, are you a crunchy mum? Are you a scrunchy mum just getting there? Or what is it? What are you doing? Come hit me up. If it's not in the comments here on YouTube, come over and say hi in the socials as well. I'll put the links below. For my Instagram. Also, if you like my headscarf, this is one of my creations. Got to do a little plug for me too. This is digitally designed, and I made it too. So you can hit me up for those up on my website, and I'll pop that link below as well. But yeah, until next time, I guess. I think this will be a bit like the Low-tox. I think this will be a continued conversation for me. I've got there's a couple of people I really want to talk to as well, so stay tuned for that. That are also kind of either on their journeys or they've been on this journey for a really long time. And obviously they are so far advanced. And yeah, everyone's kind of all at different levels, and I'm super interested to see where people are, and where they're going as well, and what they want to do. So yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. Also, if you like this content, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can see when I upload some new content. And yeah, check us a like, and I will see you next time. Bye.